If you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear it. That's why I gotta leave mine on, because I'm not vaccinated.
That's your choice.
All right, let me tell them to, come on. Okay, it's on.
And they expect attorneys when it's all decking, isn't it?
And oh, we're live. We're live.
Where's coming from?
Behind
That
you.
thing?
Right. And the what?
I never went. I just came running.
On our way. I said to Dave, I go, I said, what is embarrassing? I think it's supposed to, you know, you're not vaccinated, you have to be 6 feet apart. I go, Denise and I known each other like 15 years. She don't care about to wear a mask now. He's like, yeah, but everyone watching on YouTube will
You've been
wear
sick.
it.
Why did I know you're vaccinated? I know you're doing, I would do that.
Right.
But what's this?
LinkedIn, when was the last time we did a meeting? Oh, dang. But I'm not vaccinated. That's okay. Okay. I'm good. What'd you say? Hopefully it will go quick. And it's all the same architect. It's all James Joyce. He's representing.
I couldn't believe it was like,
Yeah.
it's what they had to hit the bank, they shared a ticket.
Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, to Rocco's left.
It grew a beard.
I don't have the mask on up here. Down by the water bottle?
Yep.
And when is Dan sick?
It was like 4 good.
I brought this up with Dan.
Okay.
It's your hair. You too. I didn't see you.
I saw you.
Me too, but
I was at
I was there. You smell? What? You smell? I smell pepper right now.
over there.
Oh no, everywhere.
During our graduation.
We have food. Yes. Everybody you have to like literally put your mouth up to the microphone because you're live stream and the wires, I don't know, Dave was explaining, so like you have to talk into the mic. And we're already live.
Okay. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is our first in-person meeting. And I would like everyone to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, to be led by Commissioner Acevedo.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Alton?
Present.
Commissioner Creighton? Commissioner Acevedo?
Present.
Commissioner Reckner? Commissioner Brooks?
Present.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Present.
Chairman Morelli?
Present.
Commissioners Creighton and Reckner are absent. Case number 3230, application of Frank Ott of 675 East Olive Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-113.2A off-street parking curb cut size, 9-113.2G off-street parking for new off-street parking in the front yard at 675 East Olive Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 186, Lot 42, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I'll introduce a motion to deny.
Commissioner Alton has introduced a motion to deny the application. Who will second?
I'll second.
Well, I'm gonna, I think, amend it myself.
Okay,
Do you
go
want
for
to,
So we withdraw? Commissioner Alton
yeah,
withdraw
I
his
think I'm gonna,
application?
Yeah.
I'm going, I'll make a motion. Do you want to make a motion? Or do you
No,
want-
go ahead. I know.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion on this application to grant the modification of the parking area, but to deny the curb cut.
That's correct.
Okay. Commissioner,
We're granting the off-street parking request, and we're denying the curb cut,
Curb cut remains as is.
as is.
okay.
Yeah,
So
that's the
commission-
condition. So let's call it a grant. I move to grant with the condition that the curb cut remain the same.
As is, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application with conditions. Who will second?
I'll second that with conditions.
Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Yeah, grant with conditions.
Commissioner Creighton? Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant with conditions.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant with conditions.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant with conditions.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant with conditions.
This application has been stated with the conditions stated on the record. Case number 3231, application of Adam Ben Horan of 211 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-113.2G off-street parking, 9-113.2H off-street parking size, for new off-street parking in the front yard at 211 East Penn Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 128, Lot 147, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
Make a motion to deny.
Commissioner Acevedo has introduced a motion to deny the application. Who will second?
I'll second it.
Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Deny.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Deny.
Commissioner Brooks?
Deny.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Deny.
Chairman Morelli?
Deny.
This application has been denied. Case number 3233, application of John Prager of 31 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5A use, 9-1121 off-street parking, for a special use permit for a second kitchen at 31 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 252, Lot 28, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I'll move to grant this application for a temporary conditional use variance with the names enclosed of the family members that will be residing. So it will remain in effect as long as these family members are residing, who would be named as Caitlin Prager and Doug Edgemon.
Commissioner Morelli has introduced a motion to grant a 2-year conditional temporary
Correct.
variance with conditions. Who will second?
I'll second that.
Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant with conditions.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant with conditions.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant with said conditions.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant with conditions.
This application has been granted a 2-year conditional temporary variance with the stated conditions. Case number 3234, application of Joseph and Teresa Alusik of 86 Delaware Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 86 Delaware Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 238, Lot 11, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Okay, the applicants are present. Come on up, please, sir.
Okay.
Just give us your name and address for the record to
Joseph
start.
Alusik, 86 Delaware Avenue.
Okay. All right, sir. So tell us what you would proposing to do, why you'd like to
Requesting a
vary.
9-foot wide deck with a 1-foot setback and a 3-foot setback for the structure.
Okay. So
On the field.
the house was a raised or was it an existing house?
It's an existing house. We're building a FEMA compliant house.
Okay, so it's a new construction. I
Going to
just
be
wanna
new construction,
Get that
yes,
straight.
sir.
Okay. And so basically what's going to happen is the deck is going to run the width of the house pretty much?
The width of the house above the garage.
Okay. And then a staircase coming in, the footings 3 foot from the property line, and the deck itself 1
Yeah,
foot from the
There
property
will
line?
not be a stairway outside.
It won't. So the deck will only be accessed from the
The living
inside
room,
of the house?
yes, yes.
Okay. I have no other questions. Any members of the board? All right, I'll move to grant. Well, let's hear from the audience, first of all. Is there anyone from the audience for or against? Yeah, generally, we approve a lot of these. So I'll make a motion to grant this application.
I'll second that.
Case number 3234, application of Joseph and Teresa Alusik of 86 Delaware Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 86 Delaware Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 238, Lot 11, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
You're welcome. Good night, sir.
Case number 3235, application of Chad Grossman and Keith Brennan of 12 Boyd Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance on the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.8D side yard, 9-105.88 building area, 9-113.2G off-street parking, for a new side addition at 12 Boyd Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 219, Lot 21, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening, gentlemen. Your name and address, please.
12 Boyd Street.
Your first name?
Oh,
Your name? Okay, and your address?
Come up closer to the microphone and...
Yeah, you might have to
your
come up
name
a
and
little
address.
bit.
Yep.
Keith and Chad at 12 Boyd Street.
Okay. And your name, sir? Okay, same address? Okay. So, gentlemen, why are you here? Let's just go through the items on the code of the variance.
Okay. Starting with, which one?
So I guess we're making our house a little bit larger. We just had 2 kids, 2 girls.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, come on up.
Because
Just
of the live
don't,
stream,
yeah,
you have to
don't,
talk
you know,
into the
it's,
microphone.
we
You
have
have to
to,
talk into the
we have to get the
microphone.
volume onto the
All right, I'm
stream.
sorry.
Yeah.
So this way we'll, you know, go ahead. Just-
We just need a little bit more space. We
Okay,
live
so
in a-
let me ask you now, the space that you're creating, is this on the side, is this a garage or is this, what is the structure that you're building on the side of the house?
So on the side of the house, we're doing a master bath because we
Okay.
have 1.5 baths now, so we need 2.
Okay.
And then we're extending back to make more living space.
Okay, so basically it's not a garage then, it's going to be,
No, no.
it's going to be all living space,
Yep.
accessed from the inside of the house as you enter it now. Are you changing anything else on the other side of the house?
Nope.
No. Are you changing anything going forward, you know, towards Boyd Street? Because you guys are on the canal, right in the back, you're on up the water, and in the front, you have a front yard setback, and you're not changing any of that?
Nope.
Okay. So in essence, what you would be doing would be increasing by 1 more bathroom, a bedroom, let's say, space area, or some living space?
Yep.
Okay, so, you know, basically, you know, I see other code item was that you're exceeding the 41% of the lot of the footprint, and you're occupying 43.3. I don't think that's of any consequence to anybody. And the last item would be that the parking generator, area requires parking to be located in the rear yard, but your space is partially in the yard. And can you just describe that parking spot? Is that a new parking spot you guys are putting in, or is it just something that has been there already with a
There's already
curb
a
cut?
driveway there, and then we're going to be going out in front of the driveway, not touching the driveway at all.
Okay,
So we still have a spot there, then we also have a small driveway with a
Okay.
garage on the other side, which we use for
so the curb cut actually stays where it is then?
So
Okay.
you have two curb cuts now?
Yeah, we always do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is there
okay.
parking on your side of the street?
On the side street?
No, on your side of the street?
Yeah, it's on our side.
Uh-huh. But the two curb cuts exist already?
Yeah.
And you're not adding or increasing or taking any parking off the street?
Nope, not touching.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody from the audience want to speak for or against? No? I'll make a motion to grant.
I'll second.
Case number 3235, application of Chad Grossman and Keith Brennan of 12 Boyd Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.8D side yard, 9-105.8F building area, 9-113.2G off-street parking, for a new site addition at 12 Boyd Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 219, Lot 21, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Leonetti has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you.
Good evening, good luck.
Thanks.
Case number 3236, application of Daniel Ryan of 37 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard, for a new front yard deck at 37 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 108, Lot 25, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name and address, please.
Maria Ryan, 37 Louisiana Street.
Okay, and sir?
Daniel Ryan, 37.
Okay, so basically, you're on a standard 30 by 60 lot?
Yes.
Okay, and the house is a raise or not a raise?
No, it is not. It's an
Okay.
existing from 2004.
And basically, you're looking to add a front porch. And now, just to confirm, so you're going to be building this deck that is going to extend 1 foot to the property line?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
There is an
And-
existing deck there now.
Okay, now you're demolishing that?
Yes, we are taking that deck down. The house was built in 2004, so
Yeah.
the deck has gotten a little wear and tear, if you will.
No, I understand.
So nothing's being done to the house, this is just deck specific?
Yes.
Okay, so the deck was a little smaller than this, right?
Yes,
So you're
the way
extending it.
that-
How far does the deck project off the house? About 9, 10 feet?
Yeah, I would say about
Okay.
that.
But
The
in
way the
any
house
event,
is-
it doesn't go more than 1 foot to the property line, and the footings or the support columns are 2 feet behind where the deck projects, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any of you guys have questions?
So
Folks
it's,
have
the
questions?
level is split in the middle?
Yes, the way that the house was built is that the deck was built, if you will, with a step up because of the door and the garage. So right now, the living space is a little tight to put a table and chairs up there.
So are you going to keep it split level, or are you going to level it?
We have to keep it split level only because of the way that the structure of the house was built. So we were looking to come out a little bit for a more living space.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So right now, to access the deck, you have to go through
Through one of the bedrooms, yes. It's my daughter's bedroom. So we were looking to put a side staircase down to, not facing the street, but in our property, so that there was another access to the deck, other than the bedroom.
Anyone else?
This doesn't mention it.
Huh?
It's That's there. why it's not asking for a side setback. It's not part of the denial letter,
Yeah, it's not.
so.
So I'm confused.
Is it?
So Yeah, because
Did you file
It's not denied,
plans
it's
with
not
the
for
building
us.
department?
I
It's not a
apologize.
matter.
Did you file plans with the building department?
Yes, we went through James Joyce as an architect, so he did file everything
Oh,
on our
here it is.
behalf.
I'm sorry, here it is.
Huh? I understand, I see. Is there anyone in the audience who wants to speak for or against? I mean, I personally, I feel since it's not mentioned in the denial
Yeah, and-
letter.
Yeah, and also, they're not extending the deck itself beyond the face of the house.
Yeah.
No.
It's just
I
a
think it's
landing at the stairs.
within the
so
confines.
if it had been on the denial letter, I would have
Right.
said, okay, anyway.
Right, we would have to discuss it.
Yeah.
But I
Right,
don't
it is
feel-
just a landing off of the.
Yeah, counsel, I don't think we need to discuss it because it's not on the denial letter. All right, in that case, then I would move to grant.
I second that.
Case number 3236, application of Daniel Ryan of 37 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 37 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 108, Lot 25, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening.
Case number 3237, application of Thomas Kennedy of 23 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 23 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 104, Lot 32, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening. Mr.
Good
Kelly.
evening, Mr. Chairman. Dennis Kelly, 120 West Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York, 01561. The attorney here on behalf of the applicant, Thomas Kennedy, who is to my left. First off, I just want to say how happy I am to see you live and in person. And I want to commend you for doing the job that you had to do, and you did it as well as could be expected virtually. It was actually quite impressive to get through all of those agenda items. Having said all that, I represent Thomas Kennedy, who owns 23 Florida Street. It's a home that's located on the northwest corner of Florida Street and Ocean View. We're seeking variances, really two, for the purposes of building a deck on the front of the house. It's not new construction, it's not FEMA compliant, it's an older house, one of the classics in the West End. We're going to remove a masonry porch on the front and build a 24 by 9 foot deck that will require a 1 foot, really 1.05 feet setback on the front and a 1 foot setback on the other front, which is on Ocean View. It's considered two front yards, not a side yard and a front yard. A stairway will be removed from the front of the house that's presently there as part of the masonry porch, and the stairway will descend into the front yard on Ocean View. The deck, along with the stairs, will be made of Trex. And one of the reasons for putting it on Ocean View, believe it or not, is putting the stairs on Ocean View is one very practical reason, and that's bringing groceries into the house. So if you can just picture Florida Street, which is a very densely packed street with a lot of homes with a lot of similar porches, wherein you can only park on one side and you can't park on the other. In front of Mr. Kennedy's house, he would have to park his car literally to empty his groceries, which would block the street to the southern end of the street. Now he can go down Connecticut, make the left on Ocean View, and park the car on Ocean View in order to empty the groceries directly from those stairs into the house.
So you would make a turn, you'd go down Connecticut, you'd make a turn onto Ocean View. That would put you at the side of the house.
Right.
So then the car would be parked adjacent to that staircase.
Right.
And then you would bring the
You would be able
groceries,
to
let's
empty
say,
your car out
for
without
example, up
blocking
those
through
stairs.
traffic. Correct.
Okay.
Also makes for a
Now-
nice sized porch in the front of the house.
What's the, Mr. Kelly, what's the setback then of that staircase onto the ocean view side?
That's 1 foot, 1.01.
I see. All right.
And it doesn't really, it doesn't go that far down either. It's about 8 or 9 steps, but it'd be relatively short. It's really
Now
not a
that,
great distance.
that staircase, the dimension of it is what, about 3 feet?
Yes.
Okay. So basically it projects 3 feet off the house. There was nothing there before that.
There's a
right?
fence, there's a small white vinyl 4-foot fence that
So you
goes
had like
down
a-
about
wouldn't
10
have a
feet.
You had a 4-foot setback about? Yeah.
Yeah, we're close,
three,
but
and
yeah,
then-
it is 4,
yeah.
actually. The old
Okay.
survey indicates, I
That's-
think,
yeah, that's typical,
4.27.
yeah. All right. And then the deck, the rest of the deck really just runs the front 20 feet of the house?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on that? Anyone in the audience would like to speak in favor or against, please? I'll make a motion to grant.
I'll second it.
Case number 3237, application of Thomas Kennedy of 23 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 23 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 104, Lot 32, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, folks.
Case number 3238, application of Eileen McDonald of 46 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard, 9-105.5D side yard, for a new front yard deck at 46 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 109, Lot 5, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Hi.
Good evening. Name and address, please, for the record.
My name's Eileen McDonald. I live at 46 Louisiana Street.
Okay. So, you're here basically also for another front porch. Your front porch basically is going to be a new construction of the house, or is it a raise?
Well, I bought the house in November, and what I have right now is I have like the steps that come like all the way out, and it's just like a landing dock, I would like to say. It's like, you know, like they raised up the house, but they didn't put in a deck really. So there's just like, I call it a dock. And the steps come all the way out to where I want to come out to, but I would like to put a deck there because the house is, you know, it's a little bungalow, and I'm trying to, you know, have a little space and trying to keep up with the neighbors, you know, so it's, I'm enjoying living in Long Beach so far, but I see that you have to have a deck to have that deck life. I never had a house before, so I'm kind of excited.
Okay, so...
And you're adding a staircase to the side of the
I
house.
want to put a staircase to the side of the house and make an entrance there on the side, yes. That would give me more deck space, because
But
the
the deck-
stairs take up so much
The
space.
stairs, I see, oh, so the existing stairs are where the new deck is going?
Yes.
I see.
My house isn't that big, so I was going to make it just like the length of the house, the deck out front. But when you put the stairs in the front, there's really not that much room for a deck.
Right.
Any other questions? So basically what we're looking at is a reduction of the front and the side by, number one, the deck in the front of the house, the staircase on the side. It's going to give you about almost 2 feet still on the side. And then you're going to be putting the front deck basically 1 foot from the property line, and the support columns 2 feet behind that.
Right, kind of like that. And that's where I'm not coming out any further than what my steps that I have there now already are. Because
Okay.
they're all the way, I guess when they raised it up, I don't know how, I don't know the jumbo, but I'm coming right where the steps are. I'm not taking up any extra space.
Okay. Do any board members have any other questions?
Yeah, what's the setback on the staircase? Is it on the property
don't really
line?
know.
You still have a,
Oh, I'm on my property
It's
line. yeah.
1.7, isn't it?
Yeah.
sorry, point, is that right?
1 point, yeah, it's in the denial
Well,
letter.
it's over it's 1.7 feet. Is there a-
Yeah, so it's like an existing 4-foot side yard or 5-foot side yard, and the stair projects into it, just
Uses it by
just
like
far
3,
enough to get
right?
up to the second floor.
So, okay, yeah. So it's not on the property line?
No.
Okay.
For
Sometimes they do, that's why
1.7.
I'm asking.
Any other board members? Anyone in the audience want to speak in favor or against? No? I'll move to grant.
I'll second it.
Case number 3238, application of Eileen McDonald of 46 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard, 9-105.5D side yard, for a new front yard deck at 46 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 109, Lot 5, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Chairman Morelli has introduced a motion to grant the application. Commissioner Acevedo has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Case number 3239, application of Dominic Ruggiero and Mahia Strango Ruggiero of 17 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19E front yard, for a new front yard deck at 17 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 86, Lot 7, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening, Mr. Cohen. How are you?
Good evening. Scott Cohen of Council Kenneth Apple, 30 West Park Avenue, Suite 202, Long Beach, New York. First off, I did not get the memo that we were appearing live. I thought we were still Zooming.
Were we on the beach or something?
So I had to put on pants to come here this evening. But it is a pleasure to see all of your faces rather than just from the nose up. So I am representing Dominic Ruggiero, the owner of 17 Florida Street. He is a resident of Long Beach and seeking relief from the building code in one area, and that is a front yard setback for a purpose of a front deck. In this section of Long Beach, the front yard setback is 20 feet. This is a 30 by 60 property. The house, as it currently sits, is 10 feet from the line, so it is already a non-conforming use. The property in question is, again, it's south of West Beach Street, and the proposed front deck will roughly be 8.9 feet deep and will run the width of the house, or approximately 21.2 feet. And this will be the only outdoor living space for this family. The leading edge of the deck will be 1 foot from the property line, with the posts being cantilevered back 3 feet from the property line. The deck being proposed is identical to many decks approved by this board in the West End on many varied properties, whether they be lifts, additions, or new constructions. What is being proposed is not unique to the neighborhood, but has rather become the norm and is commonplace. In fact, the house that is adjacent to the north is the identical house and has the front deck added onto it. Both houses immediately across the street have front decks, and thus the proposed deck will not create an undesirable change in the neighborhood. This addition will not unduly burden the community. No additional services will need to be provided. No additional parking is needed, and thus no adverse effect on the physical or environmental conditions of the neighborhood. There is no reasonable alternative to what is being proposed herein to provide this family with additional outdoor living space. As this application fulfills all the requirements for approval, is the very nature of what has been previously approved by this board on numerous occasions, and this evening as well, I would respectfully request that the board vote to approve the application.
All right, so the usual questions, Mr. Cohen. The house, as you mentioned, is on a standard 30 by 60. The house is already 10 feet from the property line, giving us approximately 9 feet of deck, would give us about approximately 1 feet of space. I'm assuming, the footing's 2 feet back from the deck.
Yes.
Any side stairs, any projections?
There are no side stairs.
No other alterations to the home?
No, the entry to the house is already on the south side of the house, and there are cement steps that lead up to it. So the access to the deck will be from within the house. So there's no additional encroachment into the front yard. As I said, the posts are going to be cantilevered back 3 feet, and the leading edge of the deck will be 1 foot from the line.
Okay.
So that little deck or platform that's in front of the house now, will that remain?
That will remain. It's just a small raised patio on the
Right.
side of the driveway.
Okay.
And on the other side of it is a planter that goes up even higher. It looks to be, it's just about maybe a step up.
And how far from the property line is the front edge of that platform?
I can tell you, let me just find the survey.
It's a little further out, but it's there.
The open cement porch goes to the line, and the steps appear to start about 3 feet back. So that's the way the house was built in the 80s. And it only goes along the line for about 8.8 feet. So it doesn't run the width of the property, doesn't even run a third of the property. And the planter angles to the line, so it virtually has a minimal impact on the line on the north side.
And they're existing. you know,
They're there now.
Any other questions?
No.
Anyone from the audience would like to be heard?
I'll make a motion to grant.
I'll second.
Case number 3239, application of Dominic Ruggiero and Mahia Strango Ruggiero of 17 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19E front yard for a new front yard deck at 17 Florida Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 86, Lot 7, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Commissioner Acevedo has introduced a motion to grant the application. Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. Case number 3240, application of Christine Sullivan of 38 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5B height for a new roof deck at 38 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 253, Lot 9, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening. Address, please. Name.
Your name and address, please.
Oh, sorry. Christine Sullivan, 38 New Hampshire Street.
Okay. So the other part of the denial is the Bronx address. Do you live there also, or?
Oh, many, many years. That's where I grew up, but
Okay, I don't know
haven't
why
lived
they
there.
list that as your address, though.
It's probably listed that way in the tax rolls, so if you wanted to change it, you can.
Oh, okay. I see myself as a Bronx girl at heart, so yeah.
Yeah, I've got 419 East 238.
That's right. That's my original
Okay.
address.
All right, so let's get on with the case. So the lot size is what, is a 30 by 60 standard or
Yes.
double? Okay, so now the house, when was the house constructed?
About 2000, right after Sandy, or 18.
Okay, so the house wasn't a lift, it was a brand new demo and a new construction right at that time?
Correct.
Okay, so now, do you know what the existing height of the house is right now?
The height?
So I gotta move my head out of the sun.
Sorry.
Can't even see.
Do I know? I do not know.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I don't know the existing height.
Okay,
You know
well,
what, the
originally I
house-
wanted to know,
The
since
house
the
ends up being,
variance,
the house doesn't get any taller.
what's that?
The house doesn't get any taller.
So the rooftop deck is gonna be internally, right? Like
Well,
in
the
the middle
rooftop
of the
deck
roof?
gets measured, instead of the roof gets measured to the midpoint.
Right,
So the actual peak of the roof is higher than the new railing on the
I
deck.
see, okay.
So they're cutting away some of the existing roof.
right, okay,
And
so
making it-
we're
and
not
making it
really
a deck.
technically increasing what's there in
Right.
terms of height, right?
The
'Cause the height is
peak
already
of- The peak of the
25
house
feet.
is remaining exactly the
Right,
same.
but I mean, even though the code is 23 and the house is 25, it's still 25 even if there were no rooftop deck, am I correct?
Probably the peak is at like 27, but then the midpoint of the roof is,
So
Okay.
it's this sketch you're looking at right here, where you're keeping some of the roof and you're cutting some off to put a deck.
Well, that's what James Joyce had told me because of, for some reason, and I don't know why, my house is a little higher than others and like the carport area. So to do this, we would need one additional foot in order to cut in. That's what he had told me. And that's why I'm here today.
Because that roof exists already, right? You're keeping some of the roof.
I'm building it over the existing deck and then cutting in for a few feet, I think 5 feet.
they're removing part of the existing roof and building above the existing deck.
That's, yeah.
Yeah. And the stairs,
So they're cutting back the front of the roof.
yes,
To put a deck essentially on the attic floor, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you getting up there?
They
Or
have a-
in staircase off the...
It will be
deck?
through the master bedroom, so it's not like a party space or anything like that. It's just something for us to use.
No, I'm just
Oh.
noticing there's no, I see that there's a staircase
Yeah, it's
on
an-
the second floor deck.
Right, and it's going to be a
It's an
straight
internal-
staircase.
It's an internal stair, basically.
Right.
Looks like they put in the peak back here, and this will be flat up here.
That's right.
It's different.
So it's almost like what you currently have now, it's almost like you're taking that floor and putting it up top. And where you have the railing is going to be the rooftop deck.
Right.
And then the pitched roof is going to be on the back half of the house?
Yes.
So you have rooftop deck and then the pitched roof behind that.
Right, so the majority of the roof will remain as it is.
So the rooftop deck part of it probably is within code.
I think they measure to the top of the railing, okay? So,
But if.
As
they-
opposed to the center point of the roof.
Right.
They're now doing the top of the railing,
right,
right?
yep. So in theory, the house is not any taller whatsoever.
I see that.
It's different. I haven't seen anything like that before.
It's kind of unique.
Yeah.
Because it's not sitting on top of the roof,
Yeah,
right?
it's like a deck on top of their existing deck.
It's like they're cutting off some of the roof to make a flat roof and putting a
Right.
deck.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your answer to the commissioner's question. How do you get up there? How will you get up
Oh,
there?
there's an interior staircase.
It's interior, because it's the only way
So
in.
there's no change in the configuration of the staircase itself, it's the same, really?
Yes, that's correct.
Does that
It's
stair,
exiting from the house, is it, you know?
It's a stair from the existing deck up to the higher deck.
so
outside.
the part of the house that has the pitched roof, what's there? Is that just a cover for the staircase, or is that a sleeping area, or is it a living room?
I'm sorry, do you mean where I would exit the house to access the deck?
Well, you have the flat roof deck, and then there's the roof portion behind that,
It's
correct?
just an attic. I would expect it's just an attic.
I'm sorry, it's an internal, it's an attic space.
And it's not a very
Yes.
functional attic, 'cause it's a low, it's a
That
low.
was a storage area, where it was a storage spot. running
So you're actually, I mean, just my thoughts are, you're actually taking away a lot of space from the second floor deck to create a staircase for the top deck, right?
Yeah.
And
See-
and the top deck's not adjacent to a living space, so it's really just something that you'll, what is that, for a view that you're doing this?
Yeah, so that and just, we'll be working from home, so I wanted to have more time to be some, outdoor workspace. So yes, it was view as well,
It's view. Which view do you, it's 38, you're near the beach.
near the beach, yes.
Is that a rooftop deck right now?
No,
Second floor deck.
but there are
Well, that's
rooftop
the
decks, like I would be the seventh one, I think, on my block.
That's the top, though. That's what I'm saying. Like,
And she's putting another one on top.
no, I understand that, but right now, what we're looking at right now is the front of, are you able to walk on the front part of your house up on the second floor right now?
No.
To where your pen is pointing, no, but there are two decks, I
Very
can walk
top.
onto those decks. Is that what you mean?
That second floor deck's gonna have a staircase on it going to a deck that's going to be in front of that roof.
Right, it's gonna go on top. That's why I'm not sure how it's only 1 foot that they're asking for either. I mean, if that's the current house, and you're gonna build another floor on top of that.
It's just a roof above the existing decks.
Does the existing roof cover the second floor deck?
Does the existing roof, no.
Is the second floor, is this roof coming out to the-
Slight overhang.
What?
There's a very slight overhang, I don't know how
It
many.
doesn't cover the whole deck?
Oh, no, not at all, no.
So there's no bulkhead or anything that we're dealing with here? Because again, it's an
No
exterior
bulkhead.
stair.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
The minus is that rooftop decks have been less, have been more concerning lately. They're very loud.
But yeah, I won't be loud. The house next door to me just built one that's the length of the whole house. And the other side of me has one as well. I think
It's
there's,
not the whole house, just the front.
it's about 24 feet or 20, so it's long.
So a one-family house?
My house, yes, is one family.
So this deck won't have any access directly off, there's no door into anything inside or anything there. You gotta go down the staircase to do anything, right?
Right, you'd have to go through the master bedroom, through the house to get down. I have no out staircases that access the inside of the house from the ground level.
All right, so basically, I'm just gonna look at it on Google Earth, but I just have one question. So the house at 25 feet, even though that's listed on the denial letter, is already at 25, am I correct?
Peak of the house
The peak.
is
And
above
the peak
that.
might be at 27.
It's measured at
Right.
20.
So really, this addition is not like the typical rooftop deck that we hear, where you're almost like plocking another layer on top of the house. This is something that's being cut into what already is existing.
Yeah, it's
And because we're talking about the railing height, is where the number comes in. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
exactly.
All right.
It's a
I-
little
I- so
different
I
from
can
prior
clear on
cases that we've had. Yeah.
Is there anybody in the audience that wants to be heard? No? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to grant. I think it's an interesting twist on what we've had.
I like it.
And
Just slipping this one in because we usually deny rooftop decks, but because you've got a whole roof behind it and it's not open to your common space, it makes it a little easier.
She's not giving up any
Thank
living
you.
space.
Well.
She's giving up some of her deck space, yeah.
Yeah, attic space.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Chairman, right,
Chair,
Commissioner,
yeah.
right. Case number 3240, application of Christine Sullivan at 38 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance on the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5B height for a new roof deck at 38 New Hampshire Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 253, Lot 9, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Commissioner Leonetti has introduced a motion to grant the application. Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Case number 3241, application of Jason Nappy of 18 Louisiana Street, Long
It's up
Beach,
near
New
the
York,
top, Jane.
for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 18 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 88, Lot 11, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's finished by?
Yes.
Okay, name and address for the record, please.
Jason Nappy, 18 Louisiana Street.
Okay, so, Mr. Nappy, you're basically, looking to do what everybody else has been doing tonight? You
Pretty much.
want to add, front deck. Now, you live in Louisiana, and you have, what, a 30 by 60?
That's right, 30 by 60, yes.
Okay, so tell us about, your house is a raised, a new house?
It's an existing structure, was built in like the 20s. It's about 6 foot raised, so not like new raised, but existing structure, nothing changing about
the house raised?
The existing house is raised
After Sandy?
about 7 feet. No, not after Sandy.
Okay.
It's about 7, 8 feet, yeah.
So now, just describe the deck for us, please. The deck runs the width of the house?
Right, runs the width of the house. One side is pretty much just making the deck bigger. The other side is just going to become a staircase, similar to one of the decks way up the street, where one side is a deck and then the other side is a staircase.
Okay. So, when I look at the deck now, there is a staircase going down.
That's right.
From the deck. Is that the same design that you're going to have?
No, so right now the staircase runs kind of like a third of the front of the deck, and we're going to demo the whole concrete and rebuild it similar to the design that you see around town now. The one side of the deck will be split level staircase up to the second side of the deck, which is just going to be a larger, deeper deck.
So your 1 foot is the staircase, not the deck?
Sorry?
Is the 1 foot from the property line the staircase or the deck?
So 1 foot from the property line is the deck. There is a small piece of the staircase that comes directly against the property line.
Comes to the property line.
Yeah. Which is the case for, there's a concrete wall along the side of the house now that's right against the property line, and the existing deck on the side of the house goes right against the property line as well.
Yeah, but the stair is contained within the deck. So
Right.
it's not going onto the side of the deck. So the 2 steps that are,
No, I'm just thinking about the fact that the post being set back is more about giving a bit of like elbow space to the sidewalk, and this step comes right out to the sidewalk.
It does, and we're actually, so it's the second to last house at the end of the block, so it is kind of buried against this, like, far south as Louisiana Street goes.
There was no other way to design where the staircase could have been brought in a little bit more, right, to the deck?
I did ask, and, you know, I'm conscious of my neighbors to my left, and did, you know, talk it over with them, and they seem to be okay with it. They use my hose, so, you know, try to make amends for it.
I like that better than sticking it on the side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because at least it's really kind of confined within the deck except for about a foot, right? Much
That's right.
less of an intrusion than going laterally around the side of the house to the setback.
I'm just
Am I
trying to
correct
figure
on
out
that
why I
design?
can't go in a little deep. Oh, because you've got an entrance above it with its sliding
There's a
doors.
sliding door, you need a little bit of space to get in there.
That's what it is, okay. Is that sliding door existing?
Yes.
It is. All right.
I hear what you're saying, but right now, as Commissioner Rocco just mentioned, this is up to the property line right now, and
Yeah.
the new setup is just going to be a step that'll be.
Yeah, no, I see that, yeah.
But I hear what you're
Yeah, it's a little
saying,
different, just for the record, we usually force the columns to be 3 feet in because of the, giving a little bit of elbow space to the sidewalk.
Totally understand. Yep.
And this situation's a little different because your sliding door is already there, and your concrete wall's already there.
Right.
Okay, all right.
And the other thing that Commissioner Giannetti brought up is that it's still, let's say, more palatable than having a side deck.
Oh, totally.
Taking up, you know, the 4-foot setback.
I agree with that.
So it's definitely a better design.
No, it's something you've got to compromise on because
Yeah.
of the existing structure.
Okay. No more from members of the board. Anybody in the audience want to be heard? Anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to grant.
I'll second.
Case number 3241, application of Jason Nappy of 18 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.5C front yard for a new front yard deck at 18 Louisiana Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 88, Lot 11, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Commissioner Acevedo has introduced a motion to grant the application. Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Alton?
Grant.
Commissioner Acevedo?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Leonetti?
Grant.
Chairman Morelli?
Grant.
This application has been granted.
Thank you so much.
Well, okay, any other items of business?
Well, that was calendar A.
Uh-oh.
That was way too easy. What happened?
Rocco, you pitched a no-hitter tonight. You pitched a no-hitter.
Also, since we are on the street, I want to thank those in the audience who are at home. Thank you for taking the time to view the meeting. We appreciate everyone coming here tonight. This is, you know, a breath of fresh air, so to speak. It's nice to be back.
Yes, totally.
Here. And I want to thank everybody here involved, our council, first time live with our council, right?
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
And anyway, so I guess that ends this meeting. Thank you all. And next month, what's the meeting date? Do we know, in case anybody wants to mark
I gotta
their
load my
calendar?
calendar and
July 22nd.
July 22nd will be the next meeting,
July
folks.
22nd.
Thank you very much. Everyone have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
You've been saying that all day.
July 22nd.
Same birthday as my sister.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah?
Mine too.
Oh, yeah.
It's my sister's birthday.
Max Bubbles' birthday, too.
I'm just, telling.
Thank you.
Robin, I have a whole bag of recycle for you. I can bring it now.